I had the strangest evening. Yesterday, out of nowhere, my neighbor came rushing over, asking for alcohol and green tea. Fine, I thought. I helped patch up his battered face, and he looked a little better. Finally, I asked the obvious question. What in the world happened to you? No way you just tripped and fell. I mean, come on, you'd have to fall at least 6 times to end up like this. Well, guess what? I was totally wrong. He didn't fall, not even once. He got into a fight. A fight? Just like that? For no reason. I asked. The adrenaline was still wearing off, and he was clearly in pain, but his excitement was taking over. Jordan got shot today, Alex said, his voice still buzzing with energy. Now, I knew Alex was always up to something, constantly running around with his crew, so I wasn't exactly shocked. Wait, what do you mean shot? I asked, confused. We messed him up, he grinned and pointed at his side. Just a couple of marks on me, but man, every single one of them got what was coming to them. We wiped the floor with them. I glanced at his swollen eye and busted face and had my doubts. Ooh. I raised an eyebrow. It doesn't look like you got hit by paintballs. Nah. That's a whole different story. He waved it off. All right, you started. Now spill it. So, we finished up and headed home. My buddy dropped me off a couple of houses away from mine. It wasn't anything special. I walked the rest of the way home, still clutching the paintball gun in my hand. I was tempted to shoot a pigeon, though it wouldn't have done much since the tank was practically empty. But I held back. Very mature of me, right? Anyway, I was walking under some buildings, minding my own business, when bam, something drops on me. At first, I thought it was just a little drop of joy from above, but nope. The next thing I know, my collar feels like it's on fire, scorching hot. I quickly jerk away and look up, and there he is, some bearded guy on the balcony, casually closing his window as if nothing happened. What the heck? I shouted at him a couple of times, but the guy just ignored me and vanished. No burns? I asked, still shaken. Well, kind of, not really, I replied. I just got a little startled. That high collar of yours probably saved you. You think he was mad at you for something? I asked. I wouldn't be surprised, he shrugged. Then what happened? I reached the entrance, and there's an intercom. Now I'm thinking, how do I explain to this guy where to put his cigarette butts? I don't even know his apartment number. I can't just start calling every unit like, hey, are you the bearded guy with the ashtray? I lost my cool. I grabbed my paintball gun and shot at the window, once, twice, a couple more times. Paint splattered everywhere, but the jerk still wouldn't show his face. I waited, took another shot, and still nothing. At that point, I thought, maybe he's in the bathroom and didn't hear it. But sooner or later, he'd have to come out and explain himself. Finally, someone poked their head out, looking all freaked out. Why the hell are you shooting at my windows? Wrong window, huh? I asked. Yeah, Alex replied. But wait, it gets better. I start explaining, like, listen, buddy, I saw a bearded guy toss a cigarette, and now there's a burn hole in my collar. He just stared at me like I was crazy. Then he says, dude, the only person here is my wife. I was at work, so where's the beard? That's when everything clicked to I was still trying to figure out what had just happened when his phone rang. It was his neighbor. Turns out, someone had called him to say there was a crazy guy outside shooting at his windows. Fantastic, right? Now I'm standing there, trying to convince this guy that I saw what I saw, while he's all like, nope, wasn't me, as if that changed anything. Eventually, he sighed and said, fine, come on up, let's settle this. He unlocked the door and gestured inside. Go ahead, Sherlock. Find your bearded culprit. I hesitated for a second, but then we heard something, a voice coming from the bathroom. The guy stormed in, and I followed right behind, still trying to process everything. And there he was, the bearded guy. Alex paused for a moment for dramatic effect. The dude was kneeling on the floor, scrubbing a washcloth over this woman's shoulders, all gentle-like, while she sat there wrapped in a towel, looking, well, kind of confused. Whistle. Yeah. Apparently they weren't exactly bored, if you catch my drift. And let me tell you, the husband, not thrilled. He was already mad at me. But this? Oh, man. He completely lost it. He booted the bearded guy so hard, he nearly flipped over. No way. I said, oh yeah. Alex replied. The guy didn't waste any time. He grabbed his pants and bolted, no hesitation. Lucky for him. The woman hadn't finished washing him off, or he'd have been streaking through the whole building. But even as naked as he was, he still had to run barefoot through the courtyard. I shook my head. Alex, you've got a real talent for getting yourself into these ridiculous messes. No argument there, he chuckled. And yeah, my face got busted up, but hey, at least the guy apologized. He even offered me $50. I turned it down, I said. I wanted nothing to do with their drama. Moral of the story? Smoking is bad for you, but sneaking into another man's apartment? Way worse.